What's up, faithful? Lindsey's Lens is on the road. We are checking in from Radio Row at the Mandalay Bay Convention Center, Super Bowl 58, and we're going to see what the media professionals have to say about the Kansas City Chiefs versus San Francisco 49ers in Super Bowl 58. Greg, who is the X factor in this Super Bowl 54 rematch?
John Feliciano, the Niners right guard against Chris Jones. They'll do it all tackle, but they'll move him around a lot. Chris Jones will line up everywhere, but predominantly lines up over the right guard. So I think quietly, that's a big matchup, but I think there'll be some double teaming of Chris Jones to help Feliciano, and he knows him well because Feliciano's a former Raider. Whether it's Brendel from center, McKivitz from right tackle, I think they're going to run at Chris Jones as well in this game. So I think the real sneaky inside the trenches matchup is John Feliciano against Chris Jones.
Jennifer, we want to talk all things CMC. Can you put into words the impact he has had for the Niners since being brought in mid-season in 2022?
He has had the biggest impact on this offense that I've seen since covering the team. Just what he's able to do, his dedication to the game, the fact that he's a preparation junkie just like Brock Purdy. I mean, the fact that those two have that bond from when they both started and kind of took over the offense has been pretty impressive. But just Christian McCaffrey on his own, not knowing whether he's going to run the ball or catch the ball, I think he really puts a strain on the defense.
Second Super Bowl as a head coach for your friend Kyle Shanahan. How has he grown as a play caller since 2019?
Well, to me, it's the play calling. It's been at an astronomical best level it can be in football for a while. I think where he's gotten better is maybe managing the game, seeing the game as a whole, not always going pedal to the metal, like, let's go over the big play. Hey, we're out playing them. Our defense is playing good. So what if we run it and kick the field goal here? That, to me, is where Kyle's gotten, like, one of the best. Like, bottom line is, I'm nervous as hell, right? This is my buddy. He's the best coach in football, in my opinion. And I mean that, right? I think him and Andy Reid, I think it's those two, and then there's a drop-off between everybody else.
In that moment, you know, they lost the Super Bowl on defense, really, in 2020. So it took 4 years, 3 heartbreaking losses, 3 years where they felt like they should be in the Super Bowl and didn't get there. So what does that do on that extra is fourth quarter, you got to dig a little deeper. Like, to me, that level of heartbreak gets you to another place. It takes you there. So I'll be interested to see with Warner and Greenlaw and, you know, that defensive line. You got to get to Patrick Mahomes. If you're Nick Bosa, does the heartbreak of the last 3 years give them something extra when they need it? If it does, I think that could be the difference.
What do you see different about this 2023 group that maybe you didn't see in 2019?
You know, it's that veteran presence. They've been there before. I mean, in the playoffs, coming back from behind. They hadn't done that before. Nick Bosa, Fred Warner, Dre Greenlaw were all so young when they had that first Super Bowl experience. And I think they thought, oh, this is how the NFL is. We're going to win games. We're going to go to the Super Bowl. And then how they had to grind it out the last couple of years, not knowing if they were going to make it to the NFC Championship game until like a final play of a game, you know, not making it past the NFC Championship because Brock Purdy got hurt. So I think they realize now how much harder it is to get to the Super Bowl. I don't think they necessarily took it for granted in 2019, but I think they definitely see how much harder it is to get there in this season, and that really, I think, impacts how they're going to play on Sunday.
Kendrick, you were a member of that 2019 Super Bowl team. How did that group lay the foundation for this 2023 Super Bowl run of the Niners?
Yeah, the foundation is definitely set. Kyle Shanahan, then that whole group have built up since that time. Even before that, you know, the Niners have been a dynasty for a long time, having, 5 Super Bowls. So they just have a great resume, and Kyle's keeping it going. So the foundation's been set, it's got reset, and I think it's going on more now, so it's awesome.